Hello class, welcome to the fall 2017 semester. This is the History and Development of Jewish Thought, Religious Studies 361. I'm your Professor Matthew Pitts. I'll be with you throughout the semester. I'm excited to teach this course. I love teaching this course. This is a fascinating topic. A lot of you may know some of this, something about the topic. You may, be a member of this particular religious tradition. Maybe you're just taking this class for a general requirement, whatever. My goal is that by the end of this class, we'll all have a better understanding of the Jewish tradition, starting from the biblical period up through the rabbinic era, which will give us a lot of context for understanding the Jewish tradition in modern times as well, and we will touch on that a little bit. There's a second half of this course, Religious Studies 362, that picks up at the rabbinic era and comes up through the modern time. So this is what's called a survey course. Survey meaning that it's a survey through time. It's a look at the development of a particular tradition through time. That's always hard to do, especially when you're talking about thousands of years. Each survey course, 361 and 362, is 1,500 to 2,000 years. So it's extremely hard to get everything compacted down into one course. So I've done my best. I hope that everything makes sense and that it's coherent, but you may have questions as we connect one week to another. Feel free to flood me with questions, whatever you need. I'm here to help you. I'm here to be a resource to help get you from point A to point B, which is to get that A in the class and to have a better and deeper understanding of the development of Jewish thought. Now, we are going to talk about a lot of different components to Judaism as a religion. There's going to be some theology that we discuss. There's going to be some components of religious studies, which are two distinct things. There's going to be a ton of history. There's going to be some geography. There's a lot of different aspects to the study of this particular topic, and it's a multidisciplinary approach. I think that's good because it gives us a broader understanding, a deeper understanding and appreciation of the particular subject. That being said, I will try to prepare you each week for the lens that we are going to be using to look at the particular information from that week, whether it's historical, whether it's theological, and I'll help do my best to guide you so that aspect of the class doesn't lead to confusion, but rather broadens your understanding. Now, throughout the rest of this lecture, I want to just go through the syllabus. I want to talk about what the assignments are, what you need to do to earn that A. And I've made this class so that everybody that puts forth the effort can get a good grade in the class. I'll start running through it. And I'll say this right now, and I'll probably say this a time or two after this. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me at my email address, or give me a call or a text on the phone. I'd be happy to respond and assist you in any way that I can. All right. Now there are a few required texts for the class. There's Scheinland's A Short History of Jewish People from Legendary Times to Modern Statehood. There's Michael Coogan, The Old Testament, a very short introduction. This one is always interesting. I don't want to prejudice you, but some students have concerns with some of the readings from that particular book. So I'll let you judge for yourself. And then we have Lawrence Schiffman's From Text to Tradition, and any modern translation of the Hebrew Bible, or just a Christian Old Testament, King James, New Inspired Version, whatever works just fine. Then there will be a couple of additional readings that I post on Titanium. I'll let you scroll through and go through a lot of the other parts of the syllabus that are important, but I won't address right now on the lecture. All right, there are 5 different areas that you can gain points. I've created this class in a way that at least half of those, well, not quite half, 2, but a lot of the points are basically just do it and you get the full points. I won't go in and get too granular and deduct points for whatever. As long as you do the assignments, you get full points. I'll go through them individually, but basically they're postings and replies to forums that we'll have throughout the semester. There will be review quizzes, one every week throughout the semester, with the exception of 1 or 2 weeks, this first week and the week that we have fall break. So there'll be 14 quizzes. There's a synagogue assignment. I'll explain that in greater detail, a research paper, and a final exam. You can see that there's no midterm exam, so you won't have to worry about that. Just put your effort into writing a good research paper, preparing for the final exam. Here's where all of you will end up at A+ if you put forth the effort. I guarantee that even people that aren't familiar with the religious tradition, with Judaism, or with studying religion in general, that you will still be able to get a good grade, a perfect grade, if you just put forth the effort and if you use me and your fellow students as resources. So let's get started on discussing what is expected in the class. First of all, the discussion postings. There will be 12 postings that will be required throughout the semester and 20 replies. Each posting is worth 10 points and each reply is worth 6 points. And I'll discuss exactly what these postings and replies are. Every week I will post a forum. The forum will go up at the beginning of the week. At the beginning of each week on Monday, you'll have the readings posted, you'll have the lectures posted, and you'll have the next few days to go through the readings and the lectures. You'll also have the forum posted at the beginning of the week. Now, the purpose of the forum is for you to go through and as you do the readings, as you listen to the lecture, see what sticks out to you. And again, I mentioned that the Coogan text, some students have a problem with it. It's a little bit less of a supernatural approach to the Old Testament and more of kind of an academic with a lens of realism approach, and that's off-putting to some people. Some people hate Coogan's readings. Those same people are usually offset by Scheinland's readings or Schiffman's readings. So go through these readings and the lecture and just come up with a topic for discussion. Now, I want this to be well thought out. I don't want it to be just 1 or 2 sentences or just saying, "Hey, I loved Koogman's readings." Da da da. Actually, I want you to interact with the lecture and with the texts, and come up with a thought question. This will be in anywhere from 1 to 2 paragraphs, and yeah, there we go. 1 to 2 paragraphs, and I want it to be well thought out, and it can be a reaction to the reading. Is there something about it that doesn't sit well with you? Is there, is there something about it that is different from what you understood about the tradition in the beginning? Basically, be creative. The sky's the limit here. But I do want to see, as I read through these, that you are putting thought into them and you're introducing topics that will generate further discussion. So throughout the semester, you'll have 12 of those that you will need to post during the 15 weeks. So you have 3 weeks that you don't have to post, but just get in the habit of posting. You can only post for credit 1 posting every week, but you can post more than 1 if you'd like, but I'll only count 1 per week. So you can't wait till the end and then post a whole bunch in the last few weeks and get your 12 postings. It has to be consistent throughout the semester. In addition to the postings, you'll have 20 replies. Now, you can do more than 1 reply, but no more than 2 will count per week. Now, the replies are basically just go on to other students' postings and reply. You can reply to another reply of a student that has already replied to a posting. To further discuss the discussion. You can react to what one student said about a posting that you disagree with. The replies don't have to be quite as scripted out. They can be more ad-lib. They can be a couple of sentences, 2-3 sentences. You can do more if you'd like, but the reply is basically to react to what your other students are saying. Now, I will jump in occasionally to these forums. I'd like to participate, but please do not let my word shut down the forum. That's one thing that I hate about this. Sometimes when I post something, then there's no further discussion because people think, well, that's, I don't want to argue with the professor. But the whole idea is to be able to let the anonymity that you have in an online class embolden you a little bit to speak your mind That doesn't mean that you're disrespectful to your students, or doesn't mean that you can cross any racial or bigotous lines or anything like that, but it does mean that you can feel confident about sharing your opinion where you may not feel confident in an in-class setting to raise your hand. So let your voice be heard. And the forums are a particularly great way to do that. Now, I can tell you that the forum part of this class, I think, will be one of your favorite parts at the end of the semester, to go back and just think about all the discussions that you've had. I've seen, individual postings by students roll into discussion points with 10, 15, 20 replies from fellow students reacting back and forth. So this is a great way to digest the material and to expand on it even as you use your own understanding. Now, some mechanics on the forum postings. They have to be done by Friday at midnight. If you post it after that, you're welcome to, but you're not going to get any credit. You have to post by Friday at midnight, because what we don't want to have is everybody posting their postings on Sunday before the end of the week, and nobody has any time to reply. So your posting has to be done by Friday at midnight. You can do it before then. You can post it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then you have more time for students to reply. You can do replies anytime during the week. From Monday when the week starts to the end to midnight on Sunday, you can do the replies, but the postings have to be done before Friday at midnight. Otherwise, there's no credit. All right. Next area of points here are the module quizzes. There will be 14 quizzes throughout the semester. We've got 16 weeks in the semester. One of those weeks is fall break. So pretty much, and there's no quiz this week, so pretty much every other week has a quiz. This is just something that you have to prepare for. 15 points each, 15 minutes to take them. 15 minutes is not a ton of time, but if you've studied and if you're ready for the quiz, it shouldn't be a problem for you. Now, one thing that students like to do that has helped them in the past is they take the PowerPoint slides from the lectures, and as they print them out beforehand, they watch the lecture, and then they take added notes, because not everything on the quizzes will come from the bold typing on the lecture slides. So there may be a point that I make in the lecture that's not on the slide that you want to jot down. And then you can use those slides with those papers during your quiz. Your quiz is open book, open whatever. But remember that you have to be ready for it, because you only have 15 minutes to take it. That's again, with the slides, that's a way that a lot of students have found success in preparing for the quiz. I will tell you that I test in the quizzes more heavily from the lecture than I do from the readings, but I do test from the readings, so you can't just not do the readings. The readings are essential to the broader understanding of this course, and if I notice from your forum postings that you're not posting about the readings, it's going to lead me to believe that you're not doing the readings. So you need to make sure to do the readings, because there will be quiz questions on there, but it's probably the quizzes are probably more heavily in the direction of the lectures. However, if you don't do the readings and you just focus on the lectures, your quizzes aren't going to be good enough for you to get the kind of grade that you want in this class. So do the readings. They're fascinating, they're interesting, they're going to add to your experience in this class. All right. So just to go back and to review, the forum postings are an automatic grade. As long as I see that you're doing a good job and you've done the postings, you're putting the effort into it, I won't deduct any points, so you'll get full credit for that. The quizzes, obviously, it depends on how well you do on each quiz. And throughout the semester, I'll probably give 1 or 2 free quizzes, full points. We'll just have to see. Depending on whether or not I see that the forum postings are being successful and everybody's putting forth the effort, I may reward the class with a free quiz here and there. All right, the synagogue assignment. This is another way that you can get 150 free points by just doing the assignment. Each student will be required to visit a Jewish synagogue for some sort of, I know I say Saturday worship services, but it can be a Friday worship service, it can be a holiday worship service, whatever. It can be a Reform synagogue, a conservative, an Orthodox, a Reconstructionist. I even had a student attend a Messianic synagogue, which are Jews that believe that Jesus was the Messiah. They're not usually accepted by other Jews as Jews, but I did have a student that wanted to go to one of their services, and I let him do that. So basically, you'll go to a synagogue, you'll participate in the worship service, It's always a good idea to go and talk to the rabbi or somebody that's in charge and let them know that you're there as part of assignment, that you're excited to observe. We have had situations in the past, not in this class, but in other lived religions assignments at Cal State Fullerton, where some students showed up, and some of the parishioners were a little bit nervous. They weren't sure why they were there, who they were. So it's a good idea to either reach out by telephone to the synagogue, or show up a little bit early and say, hey, I'm with Cal State Fullerton. I'm doing a Jewish history and development of Jewish thought course, and I'd like to sit in on your worship service. And by and large, there has been actually, I haven't had any problems reported, and I've taught this course and the other course 5 or 6 times now, and I've had no issues. So you shouldn't have any problems. But you got to make sure that you do this before the deadline, which sounds obvious, but a lot of students wait until the very end, and then they can't find a service to go see, to go view it, and they don't receive the free points. So you want to go to the service, and then you'll write a 2-page paper, double-spaced paper, explaining your experience, and it can be just pretty much like your reaction on the forums. What was it about the situation or the worship service that was interesting? What surprised you? How did your experience go? How was it different than what you thought when you did the readings or you studied the topic? This is the area where you're going to be able to get a taste of lived religion. That's one of the drawbacks of studying religion in a course, is that you get a lot of book knowledge, you get a lot of historical knowledge, but do you really understand what it means to live and practice the religion? Now, this is where you can actually see individuals practicing the religion, and you can see the passion. You can see that important part of what it means to be Jewish and what it means to practice the Jewish religion. So this, along with the forum postings, I think will be your favorite part of the course and the most memorable component to the course. You will also write a research paper. This is due December 4th by midnight, which is the final week of class before finals. Please do not wait until the week before to do that, because it's just not going to turn out the way that you want it to turn out. Spend the time throughout the semester to write a good research paper. It's 20% of your grade, 200 points. It's a 5 to 7 page paper, and the good thing is it's on any topic that you'd like. Be creative. Any topic related to the course. I had somebody write one time that didn't have anything to do with Judaism or anything we'd studied in the course, and that individual wrote a wonderful and thoughtful paper, but it didn't have anything to do with the course. It was probably one he wrote for another course and just tried to turn it on this. He didn't get any points, no credit for that. So make sure that you pick a good topic. If you'd like to discuss the topic with me, you're welcome to, but it can be anything. It could be Jewish music in the rabbinic period. It can be the rights of Jewish women in the Old Testament or in the rabbinic period. It could be comparing the state of Israel to the ancient kingdom of Israel. Really, the sky's the limit. And the way that I describe it is that you just pick anything from the modules that we discuss throughout the semester, and you can write a paper on it. You can compare time periods, you can compare traditions, whatever you'd like to do. If you have questions, or if you need help fleshing out a topic, feel free to reach out to me, and I'm happy to help you. Keep in mind that you need at least 2 primary sources. If you're not sure what a primary source is, Google the concept. You just have to spend the time learning what the difference is between a secondary and a primary source. But briefly, a primary source is basically somebody that observes something happening. A primary source would be the Bible. A primary source would be the writings of Josephus, and an ancient Jewish historian that we'll learn more about throughout the semester. A secondary source is a book that's written about a primary source observation or about something, and it's a later academic digesting or talking about a particular thing that happened. But a primary source is an actual sort of quote-unquote, I'm describing my experience that I'm having right now, and that's a primary source. So you need to have at least 2 primary sources. This is not hard to do. What I recommend that you do is go to the library, ask the librarian to see the Jewish section, there may be a Jewish history, Jewish studies, Jewish religion section, and ask them for instructions on how to find some primary sources, or at least just go to those sections, peruse those books, and see if a topic jumps out at you that you're interested in. So put forth the effort to make this good, make it something that you can be proud of, and I want to see original analysis. I don't want it to be just a digesting something. Now you're going to use a lot of different sources for these books, so it's not as if everything has to be your own thought, but I love to see the way that you combine that into something that's uniquely yours. A topic that you come up with. It doesn't have to be a dissertation where nobody's ever thought of this or something brand new to the field, but put it together in a unique way and have some of your unique analysis in it. Finally, there is a final exam. Again, there's no midterm exam. The final is worth 200 points, 20% of your grade. It'll be Monday through Wednesday, the week of finals. First part will be 30 minutes of multiple choice questions, 20 minutes of true or false questions, 15 minutes for fill in the blank and short answer questions, and then one final essay question for 25 minutes. I'll give you probably about 4 or 5 essay topics. You pick one that you'd like to write on the most and spend 25 minutes going after it. Do not copy from the internet. I know how to spot when that happens. Every year there's a student that tries to do that, and I can always tell. So I won't give any credit when that's the case. However, your quizzes, and I should have mentioned this earlier, your quizzes and your final are open book, open note, whatever you need, but remember that there are time limits. The multiple choice questions and the true or false questions are going to be very similar to the types of questions on the quizzes. And here we have the actual course schedule. So you'll see that each module is broken up. There'll be lectures, videos, and then the specific readings that you'll have to do, and make sure that you take the quizzes at the end of each week. Now the quiz will not post until Thursday. So I'm not going to post the quiz Monday because I've gotten pushback over the years from students, but the reason for this is because if you were to take this course as a sit-down course in class, it would be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, something like that. You'd be required to engage in the course throughout the week, and that's what I want you to do. This online forum gives you the flexibility to do it remotely or do it around your own schedule, but I don't want you to sit down on Monday or on Friday or on Sunday and hammer out the whole course in one day. I want you to be engaged throughout the week, so I'll always post the forum. The forum will be open on Monday in the morning. The lectures will be posted on Monday in the morning, the videos, the readings, and then you'll have a few days. The quiz will open up on Thursdays, and then your forum postings are due by Friday. You can do it all throughout the week if you want, but not after Friday at midnight, and all throughout the week as well, your replies to the forum postings up through Sunday at midnight, which represents the end of the academic week for this course. So I'll let you go throughout the syllabus, and you can review the course topics, and you'll see the types of things that we're going to study. Again, we're starting in the biblical period. We're going to spend a few weeks on the Bible and studying Abraham, the development of the Jewish covenant, the development of the Jewish monarchy and the judges system, the creation of the cult of the temple, all these different things throughout the Bible. We're going to span through the time of Jesus, and get into the fall of the temple and the rise of the rabbis and the creation of the concept of rabbinic or formative Judaism. So again, I am fascinated by this course. I'm very grateful and happy to be able to teach this course and help get you from point A to point B, again, to earn that A and to have a better and deeper understanding of what it means to be Jewish, what it means to live the Jewish religion, which will give you a better understanding of either yourself, your family, those that you know that are Jewish, and other aspects of Judaism that factor into the world stage as well. So again, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me via email, text, or phone call. Thank you. Have a great week.